The topic for today's advisory committee meeting is the possibility of a causal linkage between the emergence and/or intensification of suicidal thoughts and acts, suicidality that is, and/or other violent behaviors, and the use of antidepressant drugs.
I know with absolute certainty that if Charles had any idea of the side effects of Prozac, he would never have taken it. This drug is most assuredly responsible for any torment or suffering and the eventual suicide of my husband. I want people to be aware of what can happen when you take the drug Prozac.
I took the 9mm automatic, sat down on the bed, and put the gun to my head. I wasn't clear on how to shoot the gun, so I lowered it and pulled the trigger. It fired into the bed. As I went to hold it back up to my head, the feather touch trigger had tripped after that first shot, and I blew a 4-inch hole out the back of my arm instead of my head. Prozac did this to me. Had someone looked further into Prozac, believed me, even mentioned early on of the so-called remote possibility that Prozac could cause any of these adverse effects, especially the act of putting a loaded gun to my head, to want to die so violently, steps could have been taken to avoid it. Thank God I was a lousy shot.
It's just a real nightmare, something I have to live with every day. I had 2 sons, David Lee, age 8, Billy, 16. The wife, 20 years, all gone. I'll tell you why. After being on Prozac for 21 days, my wife shot and killed both of these 2 boys right here. She turned the gun to herself and shot herself twice. Now she's in jail for murder.
One woman earlier spoke of nearly committing suicide in front of her children. My sister did commit suicide in front of Lindsay. Another woman spoke of hollow point bullets. That's what my sister used to do it. My sister would have never killed herself in front of this little girl. She would have never done that. Prozac induced her to do that.
I'm against Prozac because it killed my father. Unfortunately, with my dad, we didn't have time to notice too many changes, except that he became withdrawn and agitated. But by that time, it was too late. He got up at 9 o'clock in the morning, took a 12-inch butcher knife out of the kitchen drawer and stabbed himself violently in the abdomen once, and then proceeded to do it twice.
My father died when I was 16. I was date raped when I was 14. I was date raped again when I was 18. I obviously had a lot on my mind. So they told me Prozac was the quick fix. I tried to kill myself twice. I was unsuccessful both times, and I thank God I am alive today. I stand before you because I want you to be aware of what is going on in real, live people. If one of you will simply listen to what I have to say and bring life, or at least give somebody the chance, a future unsuspecting victim, the chance to have a life. And I thank you, and I hope that you heard what I said.
I was totally out of control. My friends were aghast at my deteriorating mental state, but were afraid to speak to me about it because of my agitated state of mind. During this time, it is a miracle I did not harm myself or others. I had become a menace to society, and the FDA is allowing this to happen. I want to know why. How many more people are going to be killed and maimed before you do something? You have the power to change things. You have the power to listen to what we say and investigate what we say.
I do not find from the evidence today that there is credible evidence to support a conclusion that antidepressant drugs cause the emergence and/or the intensification of suicidality and/or other violent behaviors.